Hello everyone.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. First of all, my French isn't dirty, right? Like I just washed it, so that's why it's wet. Nothing else happened. I just wanted to let you know that. Today is the second day in Florence. We arrived yesterday morning. We went to a few street food spots, a schiacciata one. We had a €5 Aperol. We went to Mercato Centrale. And today it's all going to be about trattoria. And we selected two places that we're gonna go to. One has been participant of a TV show that you probably never heard of it because it's Italian, but it's called Quattro Ristoranti by a famous chef called Alessandro Borghese. And basically what happens in this show is that this famous Italian chef selects 4 restaurants by city. So he does like an episode in London, one in Florence, one in Rome. He selects 4 places and he goes there and he basically reviews everything from the hygiene of the kitchen to the food itself, to the service, every single aspect, and then he gives grades. So the place that we're going today is a place that was part of this show, so we'll see how it is. So the second place we're going today, it's called Cantinetta Cavour, and I'm going there with a special guest, which you're gonna obviously meet tonight, and she's coming with us to this restaurant. She's a food blogger. I think she's from, she's from Tuscany for sure, and what she does in her page is like restaurants in Tuscany, Florence, Siena, and the main cities, but also some hidden gems. So we're gonna go there with her. But first, let's head to our lunch spot. Are you ready?
We are.
So we're heading to the restaurant. One thing that we were saying right now is that actually Florence is very well connected, and one thing that you're gonna notice if you went, for example, to Rome, if you have to go to Rome, yes, unless you want to visit only the touristic places and stay like really, really central. So, you know, obviously the main piazza and the main monuments are all in central, but at the same time, if you're staying slightly out, then, you know, you have to either walk or spend half an hour in a taxi or in public transports, and you know, there's no tube. It's just really difficult to get anywhere. Whereas here, I feel like even without planning to do it, like we didn't select these places because they were close to our apartment. We just searched for, you know, famous restaurants and attractions and things like that, and it's all 15 minutes away from one another. So I think that's useful when you are a tourist. You just want to make sure, you know, that you visit everything. Oh mio Dio. So we are 2 minutes away. Mio Dio. This place has, I think it's famous for the Fiorentina, but also they do pasta. I'm curious. Ok, yes, we are very close. Ci siamo quasi comunque. Ah, eccolo, sì.
And it's also quite old, dal 1865.
Bello.
Sarà fatte in casa e porcini.
Buone.
Pizzi fatti in casa, ragù bianco, coniglio fritto con verdure. Sorry for the vegetarian people, but it's impossible to be vegetarian or vegan in Florence.
Pretty much. Okay, let's have a look at the menu. Okay, this place is open since 1865. So the reason why we're doing this video is that this is the oldest trattoria in Florence. Well, one of the oldest. I don't know if there's any older, but 1865, so I would say it's pretty old. Okay, so we have antipasti. Allora,
Crostini di polenta con fondi porcini, io ho la pelle d'oca.
sembrano buonissimi, costini di polenta, bruschetta al burro del Chianti. First dish of the meal.
Yeah, it's crostini di polenta with funghi porcini. Can't wait.
So, very crispy base. The portion, say, yeah, quite generous. It's like oily but crispy, but
Yeah, but this is the perfect quantity.
when there's too much oil, kind of ruins the whole dish. How much was it?
I can remember something between 8 or 9 euros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then for mains, we ordered pappardelle aragonciaiale, so basically wild boar pappardelle, the same one that we tried yesterday. And then we got tortelloni di patate, so they are potato-filled tortelloni.
With a sauce of white truffle.
All right, so time for the mains. We got, well, I have to say, I've already tried it, so sorry about that. So we have the pappardelle wild boar ragu, which is one of the signature mains from Florence, from Tuscany.
Very filling and The tartufo cream is just amazing. It's not overwhelming. I mean, it's not covering the whole flavor also of the tortelli. You can still taste the potatoes inside and the truffle. It's the perfect match.
I'm also very happy about my main. So there is a lot of meat here. One thing I like, and I think that's underrated, is that there are big chunks of meat. That's not something that you get all the time with ragu. Especially with ragu, you actually get minced meat. So it's just like very small pieces. But this one has a mix of mince and Walper basically. Okay, so Alice is basically telling me these are even better. Time for the ravioli. Spettacolare, raga, buonissimi. She just tried the pappardelle. I think she likes those even more.
It's difficult for me now to say which one I like the most. I don't know what to say. Quanto è stressante fare l'attore o la regista o non lo so.
Oh, YouTuber.
O lo youtuber in questo caso. Ok.
So, time for a dessert.
Even though we were quite full,
We still managed to fit in a dessert. Yeah. Because we were saying that sometimes you don't feel full because you don't have any more space, but just because you're tired of the flavor itself. So, we still had some space for the dessert. There is always a second stop on the dessert.
Basically.
So what did we get today? We got a cheesecake to share. It's not just a regular cheesecake. It's got a cantucci base. Cantucci are traditional Tuscan biscuits, which usually cater with Vinsanto. So what they did here was to use the cantucci biscuits as a base for the cheesecake, and then the rest of the cheesecake is just basically regular. It's got frutti di bosco on top. Let's try it.
the texture reminds me more of a panna cotta rather than a cheesecake, because the cheese is more like when it's got like a gelatina.
Yeah, rather than being creamy.
Yeah.
I like the cheesecake itself. Probably not a fan of the frutti di bosco.
Me neither, but this one is really nice actually.
Wow, ci piace. And to be honest, one problem with Cantucci, which is one of the probably the main reason why I don't usually get it, is that it's so hard. It's not a soft biscuit, but with the cheesecake, they managed to make it a bit more moist as well.
Yeah.
So it's easy to eat all together. Qua siamo contente? Sì. E ovviamente cazzaffe. Che carina. C'è il nome del ristorante con il logo. So we just finished our lunch. It was lovely, I have to say. We really enjoyed the food. We didn't order that much. I'm surprised that we actually both feel quite full. I think it's because, like the meal was very filling. This kind of cuisine, it's got a lot of red meat, a lot of heavy sauces. So you really feel full after just a few bites in a way. And now we are heading to another viral place, which is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Bebe Window, something like that. And it's basically the first wine window in Florence. I think it has become a trend now because we've come across a couple of other places that do the same thing, but this should be the original wine window. We'll bring you with us, of course, and let's see.
Ciao, posso chiederti uno space Aperol?
Vi posso chiedere due camicie? Grazie, ciao. Okay, so we got the viral Aperol from the window.
Yeah, we went for Aperol spritz at the end.
Yes. Let's try it again. And again. How much was it?
5.10. A bit overpriced.
So they kept the...
No, it's basically
No,
10
vabbè.
euros.
Ma siamo sicuri? What's the experience? Like they don't even have to pay for, I don't know, stuff.
It's okay.
So 10 euros, keep that in mind. 5 extra euros if you want to keep the glass. It's nice though.
Let me try actually. Buono.
Last dinner in Florence. Well, second dinner in Florence. It was actually a very quick trip, so we definitely have to come back for longer. We are going with Alice to Cantinetta Cavour, which is a restaurant that's been recommended by a fellow food blogger who reviews only restaurants in Tuscany. And I'm meeting her for the first time today, so we're gonna have dinner with her, and you're gonna meet her, of course. Her name is Camilla. Let's see how this dinner is gonna turn out.
Quello è l'importante. Grazie.
Ti riprendo.
Vai. Non mi vedo. Ti sei
Grazie. Cheers.
Quindi allora, che cosa abbiamo qua? Allora abbiamo tortello musellano a ragù bianco, poi abbiamo gnudi burro e salvia, che vabbè,
La morte sua.
praticamente gli gnudi sarebbero ripieno dei tortelli, quindi spinaci e ricotta, però senza il tortello fuori, tipo un pochino impanati, ma non, cioè impanati con la farina, non con il pangrattato, e in padella con il burro e la salvia, sono tanta roba. E poi tagliolini al tartufo perché è anche stagione, tra l'altro, quindi direi top.
A questa cena.
Che in italiano è Zin Zin.
Sì, ma noi abbiamo tutte vissuto a Londra, inclusa
Anche tu ero? Quanto tempo ero giovane? Vabbè,
Sì. Buoni. Non tossocosi anche. Buono, mi piace. Anche perché il ripieno del tortello deve essere così bello morbido, cremoso, con le patate.
naturale succede. Ci vogliono capire se ci vediamo tutte. Tu hai vissuto a Wembley?
No, io quando abitavo qua ormai ero a Ambrosden Road, però abitavo in un convento. Volevo entrare a King's a Londra, avevo anche cambiato direzione materia, poi però c'ho fatto la cosa della Brexit, sono tornata in Italia in vacanza con l'idea di a settembre ritornare. Alla fine ho iniziato la terapia e ho capito che lo stavo facendo per qualcun altro. Mi sono detta va bene, intanto inizio in Italia perché se non mi prendono, almeno ho già iniziato, ho iniziato in Italia e ho detto sai cosa c'è ormai. Perché poi appena mi sono laureata, anzi un mese prima di laurearmi, un'agenzia mi ha offerto un lavoro tramite la pagina Te che prendi. Mi sono detta vabbè adesso c'è tanto inizio, c'è qualcosa che vuole che io sia qui fondamentalmente. 3 anni e sono ancora sotto filosofia. Se delle merendine era più utile. Questi gnudi sono buonissimi lì, sì. Questi vanno mangiati perché sono diventati pappa, eh.
Questi dovevano essere mangiati.
Per primi, erano anche più delicati, ora non li sentiremo neanche. Si sono tappati, torna là, che vanno sul ragù,
Però sono buonissimi lo stesso.
sono buoni. E quindi ho detto, senza senso c'è, nel mentre che capisco, apro la pagina. Poi c'avevo il Covid, tra l'altro ero uscita da una relazione e quindi alla fine ho detto, vabbè, apro sta pagina che non so che fare la vita. Infatti la prima cosa che ci iscrissi sulla pagina fu come bio, nel mentre che capisco che fare nella vita, apro questa pagina sperando di diventare una food blogger ganzetta e non dover più preoccuparmi di cosa fare nella vita. Fino a che poi, dopo un anno, quindi a febbraio, che era un anno che avevo aperto la pagina, ho aperto la mia ditta individuale e poi in parallelo ora c'ho questi 2 progetti, cui non dovrei neanche parlare, però va bene, parliamo così pubblicamente. Sto lavorando a 2 locali, 2 generi proprio anche diversi e poi c'ho il progetto anche io Londra, perché a me mi è rimasta qua, da qua, non ho voluto venire via 6-8 anni fa. Com'è?
Sono molto morbidi, non so di per caso si spaccano un dente in 2.
No! Tiro, ma fare zoom anziché fare quell'altra cosa.
Day 3.
Buongiorno everyone. Last day, well actually it's like last couple of hours, yeah, last half day, because Alice is taking the plane back to London, in the afternoon. I'm going to Milan. I have a client there, so I'm gonna be creating some content for them. So what are we doing today? We didn't have anything planned. First of all, we found a very cool place for breakfast. I didn't know that there was Iginio Massari's bakery, so we're heading there for like a small pastry and a coffee. And then we found another interesting place for lunch. It's called Trattoria Sabatino. It's known to be the cheapest trattoria in Florence. You can get wine for €1.50, starters for €2, so it's supposed to be really cheap. I think that we have to get there exactly at 12 when it opens because they don't take any bookings, so probably there's going to be a lot of people who want to eat there. Ok, grazie per avermi rovinato il video. So yeah, we're set, but we have 2 more places to visit and then we are ready to go.
probabilmente.
Buono? Te la sentisci male?
Sì, mi immagino torte e panettone. Antonetta era una nuvola, vero?
No, guarda, il paese più buono che abbiamo mai mangiato. Tutto il panettone, tutto l'impasto era artefatto, era verde.
È venuta rentone, questo posto ripieno di pistacchio. In più, mamma santa. Gin e mozzarella ammantolato con tutto il nome. Pescini, pepini, tovagliolini, torta zucchero. Amazing. I think I paid for 50 for 2 mignon and 1 espresso. 150, 150, 150.
Totale. I eat more or less the same.
570. It would probably be 150, 150, which is free. 40 euro is 50 because you went for lactose-free milk, so.
Sure. Bene, siamo soddisfatti.
2 hours later.
This is probably the cheapest place that we've been to. Primi piatti starting from 5 euros. Secondi piatti 6.90. Roast beef.
Roast beef is basically how would you write down literally roast beef in Italian? Con patate all together.
All together.
Wine, please.
Yes, let's get it.
€1.50.
Where are we starting?
Vitello steccato. Wow. This taste is like normal.
You used to make spezzatino very often?
yeah.
My
Con
mom did
patate.
that too.
Going to digest this peperonata in probably 3-4 days, but it's okay, it's worth it.
That's the thing with peppers, that's why I don't eat them. Especially when they have the skin on.
When I come across these kind of restaurants, like old style, very cheap, where the food is so, simple but tasty at the same time, I start to feel more homesick.
Because you never get that kind of stuff in London.
No, the typical version of English trattoria, like the fish and chips, the mushroom pie, it can be the same concept. I'm definitely not ready to go back to London today.
I'm gonna enjoy Italy for 2 more days. Si scioglie in bocca per Buoni no? Questo vince tutto.
Much later.
Ciao guys, what's up? I'm back in London. I decided to do this video because I realized that I didn't really give a proper ending to the video. So the reason is that while we were eating at the last restaurant, Alice and I realized that I had to get the train, she had to get the flight, so we were basically very in a rush and I didn't really have the chance to say bye to you. So first of all, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you watched until this point, then I hope that you liked it and I hope that you are inspired to book your tickets to the next holiday to Italy. Lastly, please, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. During the year, I'm gonna post more and more videos of Italy, of the cities I go to, hopefully of Sardinia as well. So there is going to be a lot to see. If you like Italy and if you want to see more of it with me, please subscribe so that you don't miss my future videos. That said, see you soon. Ciao, buonanotte. Mwah.